Neverland by Anna Katmore. Chapter 1. A laughing bundle of strawberry blonde hair squirms on my bed. Angel, stop! I'm gonna pee my pants! Immediately I stop tickling my baby sister, sit down on the bedside, and put her on my lap, giving her one of those "you do that and I rip off your stuffed bunny's head" looks. She knows I would never really do it, but the threat works every time. At that moment, the exact likeness of the 5-year-old on my legs comes walking through my door. Only this one's wrapped in a purple fairy dress that has a pair of net wings attached to the back. The chiffon buckles angrily, and I wonder if she's been sitting on the floor with her dolls for the past half hour. She waves her glowing pink fairy wand that has a star tip in my face. Why is Paulina screaming like the Barbie dream house is burning down again? The Barbie dream house didn't burn down completely. It caught fire when we lit some candles on Christmas Eve a few weeks ago. Dad draped a blanket, Mom's favorite cashmere kilt, over the wooden house and extinguished the flames. The house was saved, but its west wing needed reconstruction, and my sisters bugged me to paint the sitting room walls candy pink to cover the smoke marks. She's screaming because the ugly Captain Hook is on the hunt for little princesses again, I snarl before putting Paulina back on the bed and chasing after a squeaking Brittany Renee, who makes a dash for the hallway and, in her polished dark red patent leather shoes, runs for her life. I catch her right before she makes it out to our parents' bedroom and would have slammed the door in my face, no doubt. With one arm around her tiny body, I scoop her up and flop with her onto the king-size bed that will stay empty once again tonight because my parents are at another charity thing, which they do almost every weekend. I claw my index finger like it's the ruthless pirate's silver hook. I'm the captain of the pirates, and I'll slice you with my hook from your belly to your nose, I say in a deep, rumbling voice. Brittany Renee buries her face against my shoulder and giggles. She bursts into laughter, like a volcano exploding as soon as I dig my fingers between her ribs. There's nothing in this world that delights me more than the sound of the twins' laughs. Their carefree temperament catches me every time, whether I'm stuck in the middle of studies for my high school graduation in just a few months, or helping Miss Linda with the household. Mom and Dad don't like me giving our stone-aged housekeeper a hand in the kitchen. Girls from a good family don't get their hands dirty, is what they taught me all my life. I wasn't allowed to play in the mud with other kids, nor could I wear torn jeans with hoodies or listen to rock music in my room without headphones on. When the twins' nanny moved away last spring, and my parents couldn't find a replacement that did an equally good job, my chance for a change had come. I offered to watch the girls on weekends if my parents would allow me to wear normal clothes instead of the expected blouses, pantsuits, or classy dresses. At least inside the house, and as long as we weren't expecting any guests for a dinner banquet. I hate being dressed like one of the Queen's closest confidants. Mom agreed after a long discussion dominated by sighs. Dad insisted they keep looking for a new nanny, but when the twins made their huge puppy eyes at him, he gave in. No one in this family can resist Paulina's or Brittany Renee's soulful looks when they push the pretty please button. Dad's condition to let me wear my own choice of clothes inside was that I meet Jasper Lansing, the son of his business partner, who apparently was related to the royals in some convoluted way. I agreed, but later nailed Dad down on the fact that the deal was, I only had to date the guy if I liked him at least 65%, which I did not. Jasper Lansing is a jerk. He's tall, thin, wears his oiled black hair in a side part and drinks tomato juice at every meal he eats, which, again, comes out through his nose if something absolutely not funny makes him laugh, like a ridiculous article in the Financial Times. After a long school day in London, I like drinking strawberry milk with my fries if I have a chance to drop in at Burger King, but I never release the milk through my nose, laughing or not. We usually don't have strawberry milk at home because Dad isn't a big fan of that, and neither do we get to eat fries. Miss Linda is advised to serve things like lobster, chicken breast, and sometimes even caviar on toast. Brittany, Renee, and Paulina are allowed to skip the fish-egg antipasti. But from the time I turned 12, I was told to get used to the god-awful stuff, so I wouldn't embarrass my parents again by spitting a mouthful back into the bowl in front of their guests. Yeah, sometimes it's just exhausting to be the firstborn in George McFarlane's house. I grabbed Brittany Renee by her waist and set her on her feet. "Now you have to make their bed again," she says, waving her wand at me. I obey. Miss Linda makes the twins' beds at least 5 times a day to keep my parents pleased, since they are sticklers for tidiness. I make my own bed every morning and try to keep it that way until the evening, which doesn't happen often, so I remake it as often as Miss Linda does the twins' beds. But the frolic with my sisters in my parents' bed is a sacrosanct no. We aren't even allowed in this room. But George and Mary are out, so who would stop us from turning the mansion into a playground? I pull at the sheets' ends and smooth them with my palms until they are perfectly straight again. The little fairy bug has left me alone and probably went back to her room to continue playing tea party with her dolls. As soon as I turn off the light in the room and step out into the wide carpeted hallway, Paulina skips into my arms. I lift her up and wonder why she's grinning like a birthday clown. It usually means she has a brilliant idea, or that Miss Linda smuggled some homemade cookies into the McFarland house, which happened just this afternoon. "What is it, honey bunny?" I ask, and rake my fingers through her long, straight hair that's thick like weeds. "I have a surprise for you." Uh-oh. Her last surprise gave me a strand of green hair. Thank goodness finger paint isn't a permanent dye. I shroud my grimace with a fake smile. "Great! Let's see it." "It's a tattoo." "Bloody hell!" Paulina instantly covers her mouth with her tiny hands and sucks in a shocked breath, but I don't care. My parents aren't here to send me to my room for swearing. In a slight panic, I put my sister down, squat in front of her, and shove up the sleeves of her red panda bear sweater, one at a time, checking her arms for images of any kind. She giggles. "Not me, silly." Phew, my mother would have killed me. "It's your name, so you have to put it on," Paulina informs me, and my chin knocks against my chest. "What?" She holds out her hand and uncurls her fist. In her palm lies a paper snippet with the word angel on it. No one but the twins call me that, and it's the only word in the world they can spell yet. On their demand, I had to teach them over an entire week. If it wasn't for the cute reason that they couldn't say Angelina properly when they learned to speak, it would have been totally ridiculous that I was called Angel. Seriously, I look like anything but. I didn't inherit Mom's angelic strawberry blonde locks, but instead Dad's raven black hair, which I wear nowadays in a chin-length bob. My skin is pale, and my dark brown eyes stand out from the rest of my face. I take the cut out from my sister's hand and examine it. It's one of those tattoos you find in Disney princess magazines. The letters are curvy and purple, with a mist of small stars underneath. Fantastic. And she wants me to put that where? On my forehead, so my parents can blow a gasket about it in the morning? As if she can read my mind, Paulina shrugs. "We can put that on the inside of your forearm. You always wear those black sweaters. Mommy wouldn't see it." Who could ever say no to a hopeful heart-shaped face like that? I blow out a resigned breath and make a mental note to scrub this tattoo off tomorrow morning before joining my family downstairs for breakfast. "All right, let's do it." I usher her across the hallway into the bathroom. The light comes on as soon as we open the door and reflects in the shiny peach and white tiles all over the place. I sit down on the edge of the oval white tub and watch the busy dwarf pull out the stool from under the wash basin so she can step on it and reach the faucet. She then brings a wet cloth and tampers with my arm while I patiently wait. When she's done and radiantly happy, the fairy bug appears in the doorway. "What are you two doing in here?" she asks, and stamps her little fists on her hips. For once, she didn't bring her wand. "I tattooed Angel's name on her forearm," Paulina informs her. "Really?" Brittany Renee dances over to us, clapping her hands when she sees the result. "Oh, this is so beautiful! You must never wash your arm again and leave this on forever." "Why? So I can use my forearm as a cheat sheet in case I forgot my name?" Paulina scrunches up her face. "What's a cheat sheet?" "It's something you have in... never mind." Better to change the topic and save myself from being dragged into another what and why inquisition that always leaves me with a headache. Downstairs, the tall grandfather clock starts chiming 8. "Time for bed, girls." The twins smile because getting ready for bed starts in the same way whenever we're alone at home. Everybody finds a spot in Paulina's bed. Brittany Renee brings a book and I read. We do this before all the other stuff, like brushing their teeth and changing their flannel PJs, because Brittany Renee likes to keep her costume on until the very last minute. I sprawl out on the bed, leaning against the headboard, let my sisters snuggle up to me at either side and open the book that Brittany Renee hands me. It's Peter Pan. I'm not surprised. It's their favorite, and I read this book to them night after night. The twins speak every single line with me while I read. With the girls pressed to my sides, I soon get warm in the heated room. I pull my sweater over my head and toss it at the end of the bed, then continue reading. "The pirate took the kids aboard his mighty ship, the Jolly Roger," all three of us say with the same dramatic edge to our voices. "He tied them to the mast in the middle and laughed into their frightened faces. The dirty crew hurrahed their captain, each waving a flag in their hands, for they all knew today was the day that Peter Pan would lose the battle." "Oh no!" Paulina whines when I take a breath and turn the page. "What if the ugly Captain Hook catches him this time?" I roll my eyes. She knows exactly how this tale goes. But every time we read it, she gets sucked into the story so much that her fears seem genuine, and her tiny hands clench into shaking fists. I let the girls look at the pictures for a while before we reveal the ending together, and everyone takes a relieved breath, including me. I don't know why I do it. Possibly because of the twins' infectious excitement whenever I read the story of Peter Pan. I shut the book and put it back on Paulina's nightstand. We will surely read it again tomorrow night. The girls know what comes next, and without complaints, they both head into the bathroom to brush their teeth. While they're gone, I open the French doors that lead to a semicircle Victorian balcony. In the moonlight, the slowly falling snowflakes look like a romantic rain of stars. A cold breeze wafts around my body. Goosebumps rise on my bare arms and remind me that the French doors in my own room have been open for the past couple of hours. I shut the cold out from my sister's room and head back to mine. It's freezing cold in here, but before I close the French doors, I can't resist stepping out into the dancing flakes. I drag my feet through the thin layer of snow on the concrete balcony, leaving a trail with my tennis shoes. My hands braced on the marble railing, I tilt my head skyward and catch some snowflakes with my mouth. The flakes melt away on my tongue, and more keep falling on my face, where they tangle with my lashes. It's that time of the year I like best. Everything is calm and peaceful outside. I look down at our white English garden and imagine a deer coming out from behind the few trees in the very back. but nothing happens. We live just outside London. There's no city bustling around here, but we're still too far away from any woods to glimpse a deer or rabbit scurrying by. Angel! With my mouth still open and my tongue lolling out to catch more snow, I turn to the left and find the fairy bug out on Paulina's balcony. We're separated only by 3 meters of space and the crown of a common ash tree planted close to the house between our balconies. I straighten. What's up? You forgot your sweater. She holds out my black sweater in her tiny hands. Toss it over. I walk to the left side of my balcony and stretch out my arms to catch the bundle of fabric. But her aim is as bad as my mother's taste in music, and the sweater lands in the top of the tree. No, I sigh and lean over the railing as far as I can, but there's no way I can grab the sweater. It's caught in the many twigs and branches. It's only a few inches away, so I get a hold on the facade of the house and climb onto the broad marble balustrade. This way I'm able to lean farther out and finally reach one sleeve. My fingers around it. I want to step off the railing again, but it's slick from the snow, and I slip. A high-pitched cry bursts out of my throat as I struggle to catch my balance. I pray that somehow I'll come down on the inside of my balcony. But when I catch a glimpse of Brittany Renee's shocked face as I fall, I know this is going to hurt.